Hello and welcome to Pearls of Paradise. My name is Courtney and I'm coming to you from Parma, Ohio, where I live with my husband, Mason, and all of our yarn. Today is Friday, November 10th, and I am so glad you're here. I am so glad to be back with you. It has been about 6 weeks since I last recorded. If you follow me over on Instagram, or if you've seen a couple of my posts over here on YouTube, you know life has been a little bit hectic. We've had a lot going on here in Paradise, and I will share some of that with you soon. But welcome. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you so much for checking out my channel. I hope you stick around if this is for you. And if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Thank you for bearing with me during my little hiatus there. There's so much to talk about. We have a lot to discuss. There's so much. But we'll start with first, if you enjoy this video, or if you just feel like giving some goodwill and good cheer, I would super appreciate if you would like this video, leave a comment. I would love to know how you're doing, what you're working on. Just say hi. Anything like that would be great. You can also find me over on Instagram and on Ravelry as Pearls of Paradise. Those will both be linked down below, as well as our Ravelry group and my Pokemon Go friend code. If you play, feel free to friend me. I play a lot. I think that's all of the admin I'm going to take care of right now. I do have Craft Along winners to announce. I'm going to do that a little bit later on in the episode, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, let's just jump right in. Because if I'm being honest, I have recorded this intro more times than I can count. I am just rusty. Please bear with me. And we're going to get through this episode. It's going to be, I just have a lot. There's just a lot. It's been 6 weeks. So much has happened. So much to talk about. So let's get started. Hi. Later Courtney interjecting right here in my supposedly very minimally edited podcast. I forgot to mention what I was wearing. I just realized. So this is my Ronculus. If you have been around the knitting community for any length of time, I know that you have seen 100 of these. Anyways, this is my Ronculus. My second one that I knit this earlier this year. If you'd like details, I know I have lots of details in episodes where I was working on it very late last year, early this year. And it is knit in, I know the base is Scout, Kelborn Woolens, Scout. I don't remember the colorway. I want to say Forest or something along those lines. And the Ronculus is a pattern by Midori Heroes. It is very popular. You can use basically any weight yarn. Mine is DK. I did 3/4 length little puff sleeves. And I love this. I wear it all the time. This is my second time wearing it this week. I wear it a lot. So anyways, that's my Ronculus. If you happen to be knitting one or would like to knit one, go check out Amber at A Lovely Yarn podcast here on YouTube. She is co-hosting a Ronculus knit along with the ladies of the Fruitful Hands podcast, which I have not checked out yet, but is on my list. So go check that out if you're knitting one or if you want to knit one and knit along with other people. She did on her latest podcast a screen share, just flipping through that hashtag for their make along, and there are some really beautiful ranunculi, so go check that out and enjoy the rest of the episode. Finished objects. I have some, I'm gonna put my little remote down here, there we go. No, you know what? Before we go to finished objects, let's talk about my location. I am in a new spot today. I moved about 5 or 6 feet over from where I normally record. I'm normally on the couch, and we brought this rocking chair up from our basement a couple of months ago, and I decided it would be nice to podcast in the chair in front of my bookcase and give you a little bit of a different background. My window is right here, and we have slatted, blinds right here. So I will try to avoid tapping those, but they're about 6 inches from me. So it may happen. If it does, I apologize. We're just trying something new today, and next time might be something else new. I don't know. This is what I felt like for today. Okay, now we'll head to finished objects. I have a lot of finished objects. I don't have them with me. At least the knitting ones. I don't. So my first 50 finished objects are the Jolly Pickle Ornament by Michelle Wilcox. If you have been around for a while, you may know I was working on making 50 of these for my uncle to give to his colleagues in the Netherlands for Christmas time. And they're done. All 50 of them. They came out really cute. I'm really pleased with how they came out. My husband wants me to make one for his cubicle. I'm hoping to make one for our tree this year, and maybe a few for gifts. But otherwise, I am a little bit pickled out. Although if a friend or family member really wants one, I probably would make another one. We'll see. These are a free pattern over on yarnspirations.com. That's the company that owns Red Heart, Karen, Bernat, all of those yarns that you see in Joann Fabrics, Michaels, in those big box stores. So it's a free pattern. Go check it out if you are looking for some quick little Christmas gifts for colleagues or friends or whatever, or just a little something to knit and put on top of a gift. This is a really fun, really great pattern. I'm just a little pickled out. It uses 4 colors of worsted weight yarn. I used the recommended yarn and the recommended colors, Red Heart Super Saver in the colors charcoal, cherry red, white, and I want to say spring green. I think that sounds right. And some fiber fill for the little, I don't think I have a picture of one with I don't have a picture of one with the finished little hangy loop thing, but I just used some crochet thread I had that was gold with a metallic gold strand running through it. And I think they came out really, really nice. So the pickles are done. I am so happy. I'm so glad they're done. I turned them in on Sunday. It was so good to get that done and get them moved on. So my next finished object that I also don't have is I'm not sure how to pronounce it, Kai or Ki, K-I, but it has like a long bar across the top. Cardigan by Leila Raven. And I knit that for a friend's baby. I went to her baby shower a few weeks ago, and I finished this cardigan up like I was sewing the buttons on 15 minutes before we needed to leave. It was ridiculous. I don't know. It was a wonderful pattern. I really, really loved how it came out. I would highly recommend it if you have a little one, probably a little girl to knit for in your life. I did the smallest size, 3 to 6 months, and I used this yarn. Cascade 220 Superwash Merino, and the colorway is Violet Ice. On the ball band, it's color 62. And, that's pretty good. It's got a little more purple than it's showing. It's showing a little pink there, but I don't know. This color is very hard to show properly on camera. It just doesn't take. Even when I and my husband were very hurriedly taking finished object photos of the cardigan as we were walking out the door to go to this baby shower, we couldn't get like a consistent coloration, I guess, in the photos. So anyways, I only used one ball and a tiny bit of this one. I barely dipped in. So for size 3 to 6 months, which is the smallest size, I'd say you need one ball and a little bit more. So I have another full ball plus this all left over. So that's pretty good. I can make something else with it. And I think, I want to say that this goes up to maybe 4 to 6 years old. I could be making that up. Maybe it only goes to 2 to 4 years. But it's a great cardigan pattern. Hopefully Editing Courtney has put this up on the screen. A picture or 2 or 3. But I really, really loved knitting this pattern. The buttons. Let's talk about the buttons. Aren't they like so stinking cute? So I heard about this shop from Amber of A Lovely Yarn podcast here on YouTube. She was one of the first podcasters I ever started watching. I really, really love her channel, her whole aesthetic, her vibe. It's lovely. I don't know how else to describe it. So go check her out. She does great Vlogmas videos, which I think she's going to do again this year. I'm pretty sure. And I just really enjoy her. But anyways, the store where the buttons came from is Haulin Hoof Farm Store. So here's the card, which is just a lovely card too. Sorry, I'm a little bit shaky today. There you go. And they have beautiful ceramic buttons. So those are handmade ceramic buttons. They are just gorgeous. I absolutely loved them. I am obsessed with their buttons now. I never understood the saying cute as a button. I do now. These buttons are so stinking cute. There's so many different ones. Go check them out. If you just want joy in your heart, just go look through the buttons. It's great. I want them all. I want to make more projects that use buttons just to buy more buttons. They're so good. They also sent me, which I realized I don't have with me, they're upstairs somewhere, a little ghost button and a little jack-o'-lantern pumpkin button with my order, which was just so sweet. So thank you, Haulin Hoof Farm Store. Go check them out. Their buttons are great. And they just made that cardigan. Ugh. So those are my 2 or 51, depending on how you want to count, finished objects. Next, let's talk about my non-knitted finished objects. I took sewing classes at my local career center, adult education center. If you have one of those near you, definitely check it out. They have classes on all kinds of different things, and I really enjoyed taking sewing classes. These classes were a gift for me from my parents. They're my Christmas gift for this year. Really enjoyed it. And the first one was on a Saturday morning. We learned how to use our sewing machine. I have a Kenmore. So that's Sears brand, if you don't know, and Sears is no longer in business. So my sewing machine is from the early 90s. Maybe late 80s. I'm not entirely sure exactly when it was manufactured. It was my mom's. She never used it, so she gave it to me. I really have enjoyed using it. They taught us how to... The instructor, she taught us just what our sewing machine does, what the parts are called. And that first class was just practice. We practiced without any thread, just moving paper through. We practiced then on some muslin and just moving that through and playing around with that. That was really great. Then the next class was a different session. The Saturday class was a standalone, but it was same instructor. So the first class, that first night, we finished a project. We made a whole project. And it's this cool little kitchen sponge. How neat is that? Is it perfect? Absolutely not. My seams are kind of all over the place. But this is my very first sewing project on a sewing machine. I didn't quite catch this very well. I could go back in and like whip stitch it closed if I want to. I don't think I'm going to. It's just a kitchen sponge. I don't really care that much. It bothered me when I made it, but it doesn't bother me now. And I like it. I have not used it yet because I wanted to show you all, and I didn't want to show you guys a gross, dirty, used kitchen sponge. I thought that would not be cool. Let me hold it over here and see. Since I'm in a different spot, my lighting is a little bit different, and it is just after 8 o'clock in the morning here today. I have a lot to do today, so I'm trying to get this part filmed early. There we go. It's really hard to see without this blowing out, but there's like a layer of netting and then a layer of cotton and then something inside that I don't remember what it is, and this terry cloth. So now we can use this now that I've shown it. And that's my little kitchen sponge. I know the pattern was from a blog, and if I look through my notes from the class and I find the blog and the link, I will link it down below, the pattern. I think it's free. I'm pretty sure everything we made was from a free pattern. So I will link that all down below. Okay. That is my first sewing finished object. My second sewing finished object is the biggest one and the one I am probably the most proud of. I don't know. I'm very proud of all three of my finished sewing projects. And that is my donut purse. Look at this. Isn't this so much fun? I believe I had shown the fabric on here before. It is reversible if you want to reverse it, but I really like it with the donuts out and the sprinkles on the inside. Aren't those fun? And this was really interesting. We learned how to sew curves, how to clip corners, how to do interfacing, all kinds of things. So I just learned a lot of really great skills. And I think it turned out really, really cute. This was a happy accident here. I like how I didn't do it right, but we've got this little cute pop of the sprinkles above here. That was not intentional. That was not supposed to happen, but I do not care. It is adorable. So that is, I used red thread on the inside, blue on the outside. And that's what I did for my little donut purse. I love it. It just goes over the shoulder. It's not quite long enough of a strap to be a crossbody. I mean, I guess you can. It's not super comfortable for me personally, but if I were at an airport or something like that, or a crowded stadium or something where I wanted to keep my bag close to my body, I totally could do crossbody and do that. So anyways, there's my cute donut purse. And actually, I think this is the thing I might be most proud of, is my little donut. It's supposed to be a pencil pouch, but let's be real, this is going to be an ocean's pouch. I did this. We started it in class. I was the turtle of the class, you guys. I was so slow compared to everyone else. Just so much slower. So much slower. I did my best. And honestly, I'm really happy with how everything came out. It wasn't about speed, even though I felt bad that I was going so much slower. But anyways, I got this partially basted in class, and I put the zipper in by myself at home. I was really proud of myself. I put a zipper in a thing. That's That's a big deal. So it's got the same fabric. And I believe both of these are free patterns. So if I can find them, I will link them down below in case you're interested. But I have my own little donut sprinkles notions pouch. And I love it. I think it's so much fun. And I can't believe I actually made these things. I made these. That's crazy. That is crazy. And then I haven't sewn since. And part of that is the last night of class. I'm finishing my purse. Okay. Everybody else, except I think one person, had theirs done at the second to last class, but I did not. So I'm trying to finish my purse, right? I get my sewing machine out. I hadn't done anything with it since the last class 2 nights before. And one of the thread spool holders on top goes donk and drops into my sewing machine. Like, just the whole thing just drops into the machine. And I was just like, oh no. And then I thought, oh, maybe that's supposed to happen. It's not supposed to happen. It is not supposed to happen. So I was like, well, that's okay. I have another one. There's 2 of these. It's fine. It's totally fine. It's not a big deal. Put thread on it. Donk. I now had none of these. Okay. That's a problem. So I just kind of sat there, and the instructor was talking and talking and talking, and then she's like, does anybody have any questions? And I raised my hand, and I was like, my thread holders just fell down into my machine. And she was like, what? No. I was like, yeah. And she's like, I've never heard of that happening. So she comes over and looks at it, and sure enough, that's what happened. So they were held in place by like a rubbery, plasticky kind of thing. And the rubber just over the years has corroded. And that was it. They gave up the ghost. Thankfully, amazingly, my new friend, because all the ladies in this class were just wonderful and we're all friends and it's just great. But my new friend, Irene, I don't think she's watching, but if she is, hi Irene, had the same machine at home, not the one she was bringing with her, but owns the same machine, has it at home, and had the same thing happen to her. Knew exactly what to do, had a little thing that I could use for that night. Irene saved the day. She saved my project, saved my class. Oh my goodness. We're going to just keep hitting that. I apologize. But that was wild. Just wild. So I did order a thread holder. And I used the little thing she gave me when I got home and finished this, but I haven't sewn since just because I haven't had time because life has been bananas. Anyway, there are my sewing finished objects. Whew. I think that's everything I finished. I say I didn't finish that much knitting. Yes, I did. I also finished... I think I had already shown it on here, but if I hadn't, I did finish the flax for the other baby shower that I went to since I've last recorded. If I did not show that last time, I'm pretty sure I did. I think I had purposely finished it so that I could show it. But if I didn't, I'll pop a picture in. Anyways, and if you haven't seen it and I don't pop a picture in, you can just go to the last episode and look. But I did gift both Cardigan and the sweater to their respective parents at the baby shower, and they loved them. So the baby for the flax sweater, I'm not sure if they've arrived yet. If they haven't, they will be arriving any day now. We don't know if that one's going to be a boy or a girl. We don't know who they're going to be. So that's exciting. And the other baby is not due for a while, so... Yay. Okay, let's move to whips. We are not doing these in any kind of an order. I'm just going to pull what's next to me and we'll talk about it. Some of these I worked on 6 or 8 weeks ago and haven't worked on since. So whenever I've last recorded, I worked on them just a little bit. So this will be a surprise for all of us, including me. Let's see. I'm just going to reach next to me. We'll start with what's on the floor. I think this is the least exciting one, but I'm going to show it really quick anyways. This is Headwaters by Jill Zielinski, who is a Knitterella. And I got one garter repeat done, which is just this little section. Let's admire my cupcake progress keeper that perfectly matches this. This was my vacation cast on back in May, and I've really enjoyed it. I don't know why I don't pull it out more often. I do know why. I've been knitting pickles. But this needs more love. I need to spend more time on this. I really want this. I love the bright colors. The yarn is, I always mispronounce it, Youghiogheny, something like that, yarns. And I am so not prepared today. These are my colors. I think this is maybe green apple, but I could be wrong on that. I don't remember the names of these. It has been a long, long time, but it's her tweed base. Here, I've got one ball band sticking out so we could find out what the pink is. Oh, the pink is Pink Panther. I remember that now. Oop. There we go. There's her. There's the name. This will be a minimally edited podcast most likely because I have a lot I need to get done today. So, which we'll talk about later. But I'm showing ball bands and things today instead of writing stuff on the screen because I just don't have time. And that's okay. So this is her Highland sock base. It's hand-dyed 2-ply tweed sock weight yarn in 85% superwash merino, 15% neps. So Panther pink. Okay. Ooh, there we go. Okay, Panther pink, some kind of green, and some kind of gray. I feel like this is just gray. I don't think it has an exciting name. Let me see if I have the other ball bands floating in my bag or not. I don't, and we're not going to really spend any more time on this because we have other things to talk about. And I didn't get much done, but I just thought I would show you the little bit of progress, and I haven't shown it in a while, so here it is. Maybe I need to just even do a garter repeat once a week till I get through this section. I think that's part of why I haven't worked on it, is garter and gray is a little bit boring for me. But I've been doing a lot of other mindless knitting, so I don't know. But I need to pull this out more. Yes, we will try to make this more of a priority. I'm probably going to say that about everything, though. So it's living in my ginger root bag. I love this bag. It's nice and big, bigger than my head. Okay, there's that. We're going to move along. The next one, let's do a new cast on. I have several new cast ons. I didn't mention that. So this is my Sockhead Slouch hat, which is falling off of my needles. Let's see, can we save it? We can. Okay, this is my Sockhead Slouch, and I want to say it's by Kelly McClure, but I might be completely making that up. I don't know. I have no idea who this is by. I don't know why I said that. Anyways, I will put that on the screen because I don't have any idea who this is by. But anyways, here it is. The yarn is gorgeous. It is by Tina's Twisted Fibers. You've heard me talk about her before. I love her yarn. It's just beautiful. This is on a base of hers. Okay, we are just losing stitches, so I am going to stop showing you this. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're going to stop showing this, really. I'm just going to hold it like this so we keep them on the needles. I'm knitting these on size US 2.5. And let's see. This is a new to me base. I haven't used this base before. This is Superwash BFL and nylon. So it's a 75-25 fingering weight, 463 yards. So it's a light, I would say a light fingering. And this is called, the colorway is called Fall Whispers. And it is just absolutely magnificent. If you have been following me for any length of time, you know I typically cast something on at the solstices and equinoxes just as a fun marker of the seasons. And this was my fall equinox cast on. Autumn equinox, whatever it is. You all know what I'm talking about. And it is just gorgeous. This has been the perfect project to take along with me and knit on when I need something mindless, when I need to pay attention during meetings or in the car, things like that. I think if I remember right, I knit on this when we went apple picking, which is the only fall activity we have done. So yes, I did. I knit on this in the car and a little bit there. So this has been a really lovely little project to take along. It's gone to baby showers with me, work conference I went to. So yeah. And I've got my stitch marker on there is just this little rose gold maple leaf. I have no idea where I got it, but I think it came in an advent or something at some point. All right, we are going to put this down and I'm going to put the stitches back on the needles when we're done talking. Okay. Let's move on to a not new cast on. This is my kit and caboodle cowl fail. It's not really a fail. It's just that I didn't end up getting anything done for my own craft along, which is a bummer. This had been the project I had intended to get done, which is, the bag is by Stitching Plaza, and it was part of a Fangirl Fibers collaboration last year, a Women of the Haunted Mansion box, and this is the Sympathetic Vibration shawl by Jessica Anderson, I believe, and this is all I got done. I'm really sad that I didn't have more time and energy to work on this. It just has been a much busier, much more hectic autumn than I had anticipated. But I did make progress. It's kind of hard to see. So the yarn is Fangirl Fibers, and I'll talk about that in a second. It's really, really hard to show this. It just wants to curl because I've got that mohair there. But it's super pretty. I did make quite a bit of progress. The reason this didn't get any work done is I had a lot going on and I needed more things that were just mindless. And this isn't mindless, so it just didn't get a lot of work. But I'm really enjoying it. I'm really hoping to make it more of a priority. And this is, I don't know why I'm pulling the pattern out for yarn information. I know this is Suri Alpaca. This is, I think, just her regular sock fingering. I'll just show you the balls. It's easier that way. There we go. I'm just rusty and that's okay. So these are the yarns. Like I said, this is her Suri Alpaca. This is whatever her normal sock base is. And this is 75% Suri Alpaca, 25% silk. I'm trying not to pull the whole ball band out. And the colorway for this is Constance. And this colorway I know is Madame Leota. I just don't remember what the base is. I want to say 80-20 maybe? Superwash Merino nylon? Maybe? Is that right? I don't know. Yep, I'm right. 80-20 Superwash Merino nylon fingering weight yarn. I am knitting it on whatever the recommended needle size for the pattern is. I don't know what it is off the top of my head, and these don't have a size on them. So there's that. Not a lot of progress. Really bummed I didn't get this done. I also had wanted to get that done by the end of October for Halloween. It just didn't happen. It just didn't. This has just been a wild couple of months, and that's okay. It will still be there, and I will make it more of a priority. Next up, let's do another new cast on. Living in my pumpkin spice junkie bag that I got forever ago. And I don't remember who the maker of this bag is. Does it say in here? Oh, it's Coming Up Rosie, Rosie. And I got this on Etsy. I have no idea if she still makes bags. I got it several years ago, but I have several of her bags and I really like them. I'm throwing my notions pouch on the floor. Okay, I am knitting. Well, let's talk about this. So I was on Instagram last week, 2 weeks ago, last week. And Amanda Massingill, who is Mandy's Makings over there, you probably know her from her Share a Pair sock sets, put out a call asking if some people would knit one of her patterns called the Waymaker Cowl and post pictures of it. She's going to be doing something with that in the next month or two and wanted to know if anybody was interested in doing that. And I thought, oh, that's a simple pattern. That looks cool. And I had 2 skeins. It takes 2 skeins of DK weight yarn. I have had 2 skeins in my stash that I knew I wanted to use together. And I've just been waiting for the right pattern. Also, I've really wanted to knit cowls lately. I've just been itching to do it. I used to knit a lot of them, and I haven't in years. So, and I have a whole list of ones I want to knit, and I just haven't gotten to them. So I was like, yeah, this is great. I want to use up some of my stash. I can totally do that. So, like I said, the pattern is called the Waymaker Cowl. And this is what I have so far. I love it. I absolutely love this. I'm probably about 75% of the way done. And it's a free pattern. So go pick it up. It's really simple, really easy, really fun, really squishy. I love it. So this is the skein, my one and only skein of Lola Bean yarn. And I've been saving it for a precious project. And it is on her pinto bean base in the colorway Trolla. And the pink is Fangirl Fibers. I don't know what the base is. I think just her 100% Superwash Merino DK in the colorway Clefairy. And these 2 skeins I knew needed to be together. I absolutely love them. Look at the speckles in the Trolla. I just love them. And this pattern has been absolutely what I have needed over the past couple of weeks in my downtime, because I feel like I'm making a lot of progress really quickly, and it's just so nice to knit on. It's easy to follow, but the color changing, you know, every so many rows and doing a few of the Clefairy has kept my interest, and I'm really close to being done. I think I have this section, another section of this, another section of that, and then ribbing at the top, and it'll be done. So go pick that up. It's a free pattern, so there's no reason not to. And find 2 skeins of DK in your stash that are meant to be together, or use it as an excuse to go buy new DK. Yeah, but keep an eye over on her page, because I think she's going to be doing something really fun with this. So you may even want to hold off a little bit before starting one, or knit a bunch. I think these would make amazing Christmas gifts too. This would, I mean, really, this would make a great Christmas gift. And you could lengthen it, you could shorten it, you could hold fingering together, you could hold it with mohair, you could do all kinds of things with this, honestly. So that's my Waymaker Cowl. And I am really, really enjoying this one. I cannot wait to show it to you guys as a finished object. I'm sure it will be finished next time. Actually, it has to be finished next time, so I know it'll be finished next time. All right. So there's that. Oh my goodness, we're gonna keep hitting the blinds. I'm so sorry. All right. Let's go with Pardon My Reach. If you've been around, you probably know what is in this bag. I don't know where I got this bag. Well, I do. My husband got it for me for Christmas. I don't know where he bought this bag. And in it is the vest I have been knitting for my husband for a year and a half now. This has been on my needles. Anyways, it's a beautiful cabled vest. As I said, it's a man's zippered vest. So I will be putting a zipper in it, which is a whole different thing from putting a zipper in a... Oh, I lost my sticky note. This is not great. Okay. Whole different thing from putting a zipper in a sewing project, I think, because I'm going to hand stitch it. I don't know. But anyways, there it is. It's just got this beautiful cabling down the front and down the back. And it is, yep, I was right. Jacqueline Van Dillen is the designer. I know I've knit her patterns before. And I would really, 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 really like to have this done for my husband for Christmas. He is so patient. And I started this in March of 2022. And it's just time. It's just time. He's so knit-worthy and totally deserves it. So if you're new, I'm going to go ahead and show the back for you. If you have been around, you've seen the back. So that's the back panel. It is knit flat and seamed, which is not my preferred method of knitting. However, especially for garments for my husband, I like a little bit of added structure, the little bit that seaming gives. I just think I don't know, I just think it fits him really nicely when patterns are like that. So here's that. You can see the cabling. I have put a lot of work on this. That's the other thing. I usually have one project I'm really focused on that's a little more brain power is required. And this has been it because it's my oldest whip that's not a blanket. And it just needs done. He needs this. He really does need it in his wardrobe. I think his coworkers probably are ready to see him wear something else other than what he always wears. I feel like they would be excited if they got to look at a new vest. So I've knit him 2 vests before and he wears them all the time. But I got from here all the way up here done. And I think I only worked on this 2, maybe 3 times. So that is quite a bit. So this is one of the front panels. I still have to knit the other front panel and finish this one, but I did make it to, and it's knit bottom up, like I said, flat. So I did make it to the armhole. So we're working on that right now. I'm going to go ahead and move my progress keeper too while I'm thinking of it. And hopefully I can get this done for him for Christmas. I really would like it done. He needs it to wear, and I would really like it off my needles and to be able to move on to something else for him. So the yarn is Knit Picks Wool of the Andes Tweed in the worsted weight. Lighthouse Heather is the colorway. And this is 80% Peruvian Highland wool, 20% Donegal tweed. I am knitting the ribbing at the bottom of the vest in size US 6 needles, and the rest of it is in size US 8. And it's showing up pretty well on camera. It's picking up all of the different tones. It looks kind of dark grayish, bluish green. And it's another one of those yarns, though, in different lights. It looks different. The camera's really picking up those greeny blue tones in there. It's a really pretty color. So I am very excited to continue working on that and hopefully get that done for him soon. My last work in progress is going to take us into stash additions. But I think we're going to go ahead. We're going to go ahead and keep going. This is living in a new project bag. So that's a little stash addition. And I picked this up from a maker. And now I don't know why I can't think of the name of her shop. Can't think of the name of her shop. I will put the information down below, though. That's going to bother me. Anyways, she had a little unfortunate incident with a rotary cutter. And I can't think of her. Why is it not coming to me? I don't know. Anyways, so she was running a sale in her shop, I think. Like I said, because she did this unfortunate rotary cutter incident. So I picked up this. I needed more sweater bags, like large, big bags. I picked up this one, which has like woodland creatures wearing their knits. This like cute little hedgehog, the fox, is that a bird? Some kind of bird, I think. Maybe a quail or something. I don't know. Squirrel. It's so sweet. It is huge, which is great. I really needed a large bag. And one of the stash additions I got, which I'm not going to show a few of these things just because it's been so long. And honestly, I just don't have the energy or the time to go through my October mini skein calendars that I got. I just don't have time today. So one of my goals, I think, for next year is to really focus in on using up mini skeins. I'm still kind of working through what exactly that goal is going to be. I want something measurable. Speaking of goals for the year, by the way, that vest is my last work in progress on my Make 9 work in progress bingo board. That's the other reason I really want it done. That would finish off that goal for the year. But next year, 2024, which was also a 2023 goal, was to use more minis, but I didn't make it a measurable goal. And I find that if I make a goal measurable, it just gets done. It's more likely to happen, right? So I'm working on figuring out exactly what the number is, the magic number of mini skeins I want to use up in 2024. But I'm getting a little bit of a jump start. I have a ton of minis and I want to use them. I love minis. It doesn't bother me that I have a lot, but it does make me a little sad that they're just sitting there, and I really love them and I want to use them. So I got the Fangirl Fibers 31 Days of Haunted Mansion Advent Calendar this October. This is my third year, I think, or fourth year, maybe. Third or fourth year getting her October countdown calendars. I think third. And I started a blanket. And I just ripped a bunch of those stitches right off of the needles. Today is the day I lose all my stitches. There we go. They're back. That's not too bad. So it's going to be a little, oh, nope, we've still got one. Hang on. Let's pick that up. Is that everybody? I think we've got everyone. Okay. So this is going to be very difficult to show. But this is it so far. I cast this on, I think, October 1st, and with the goal of having it done by the end of, well, I knew it wasn't going to be done by the end of the month, but like pretty close. We're not close, but that's okay. I did way more than I thought. This has been a really nice mindless knit, which again has just been what I've needed lately. And this would have worked for my kitten Poodle Cowl, but obviously it didn't get done either. So this is the Giant Square Scrap Blanket by Laura somebody. I don't remember her name. I will put this on the screen. This, I guess, is going to be more than minimally edited. Okay. Or it'll be linked down below. One of the two. If I don't put stuff on the screen, it will be linked down below. But Giant Square Scrap Blanket. And if I can carefully show you, you can kind of see the square shape. It's a free pattern over on Ravelry. So if you have minis, pick it up. A lot of patterns for mini skeins seem to be written for advent calendars. Those traditional 24 minis and one main, or just 24 minis or 25 minis. And October has 31 days. So there's 31 of these minis. And I didn't want to break up the set. I really liked, I don't like breaking up sets. That's just me. If you break up your sets, that is totally fine. And I am all for that. You do you. I'm so happy for you. I just don't want to do it for me. So I wanted to use them all together. And this is what I have. So I have day one, and I'm not going to go through the names of all these. I might when I finish the blanket. This I don't want laying around either. So I'm kind of hoping, I had originally hoped to get it done towards the beginning of November. Then I decided I really needed to focus on the pickles, but I thought, well, I can get this done by the end of November. But I actually have one more whip that I can't really talk about and haven't talked about, but I will talk about a little bit in a minute, which means it probably isn't going to get done. I just want this done soon. I really wanted it done before December started, but I don't think that's going to happen. Anyway, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7 is that blue stripe there. Day 8 is this like variegated blue. This is really hard to show. Day 9 is this like green gray, and day 10 I'm on a tonal green. So I think though with everything I've had going on, I really think I did well. I knit a lot on this. This is wonderful TV knitting. It's great car knitting, great all the things knitting. Absolutely love how it's coming out. I'm loving using up my minis. They are all lined up on my dining room table, which my husband would really like me to get this going so we can move along from those, but there's that. So like I said, I'm not going to talk about it too much until it's done as far as the colorways and things like that. But there's that. So that's all I'm going to show as far as the Fangirl Fibers Haunted Mansion countdown calendar. If you want to see more of that, quite a few other podcasters also got that and did a much better job of showing them than I am. Sock Witchery and Fiberomancer podcasts, both of those got this countdown, and they did Vlogtober and showed every day what they got. So if you want to see the whole calendar and want more details, they are probably the places to check out for that. Okay, let's chat very minimally and very secretively about my last whip. So last week was bananas. So Sunday I turned in my pickles and I was like, awesome. I am free. I am home free. I can do whatever I want. I can knit on whatever I want. And then within 24 hours, less than 24 hours of one another. I want to say it was either Monday or Tuesday. I don't remember which day last week. It's all blurring together. Marley of Marley Bird reached out to me, and she is Marley Bird. That's her name. I don't know why I said of Marley Bird. Whatever. Anyway, Marley reached out to me. If you don't know, I am a sample and test knitter for her. I've been doing that for about a year now, and I love her patterns. Yeah, I've been a big Marley Bird fan for years. Anyways, I did knit a sample last year for her that the pattern, to my knowledge, has still not been released, so I still can't talk about that. But she asked if I would knit another sample for her with a very tight deadline, and it's incredibly secret, so I can't tell you anything at all about it other than it's a lot of knitting in a little bit of time. And I need to have that back to her in a week from now. And I got the yarn a week ago. So 2 weeks to knit this thing that I cannot talk about. All I can say is I will be able to talk about it, not next time, but the time after that. Next time I'll be able to talk about it a tiny bit. But the time after that I'll be able to full-fledged talk about it. And you guys, keep an eye. It's going to be so good. Once I can share what it is I've been testing, I will let you know. What I will tell you is she has a mystery knit along that'll be coming up that she always does over Thanksgiving weekend. And it is going to be so good. You should definitely get in on it. Go check her out, marleybird.com, or find her over here on Instagram or on YouTube or on Facebook. Here on Instagram, she's the Marley, Marly Bird. So go follow her, go check her out. And yeah, I do have one stash edition that is related to that, but I cannot show it. Cannot show it. Okay, moving right along. Stash editions. I did not bring everything over, and I'm just going to go through these pretty quickly because we are already at almost an hour, and I have a lot to do. I have to knit this thing that I cannot talk about. I have to go knit it. I have a lot. I have so much to get done today. It's also my grandma's birthday, so we're going to be going to take her out to lunch here in a couple hours. And so, yeah, lots to do. And my normal being a human person life things to do. So I mentioned that my husband and I went apple picking. And we went to, what was it called? Brant's, BRANT' orchard in Ashtabula, which is not around the corner for us, but we wanted to try somewhere new. I had seen some posts on Instagram from people talking about it, and they were having a festival weekend the weekend we went. So we thought, okay, well, we'll drive up there. It was a really pretty drive. The leaves were just beautiful. And we picked apples. It was very cold and very rainy. I felt so bad for all of the vendors that were there. And I didn't really think there'd be anybody with yarn. But if you're a yarn person, anytime you go to these things, you just, you kind of look, because maybe. Okay. There was a man there selling his gorgeous hand spun. So I could not resist picking up this skein. I looked through all of his hand spun, and this one just called to me. I've never had any hand spun. I have attempted to spin a few times, but haven't really. I know I can learn to do it because I really believe that just about anybody can learn anything if you really try and really work on it and really put your mind to it and make it a priority. It just hasn't been a priority for me. So this is just gorgeous. And I don't remember the name. I feel so bad. I know I got his business card. I don't know where it went. I follow him on Instagram, so I will try to link his Instagram down below. But just look at this beautiful, beautiful hand spun. So I don't have any idea what I'm going to do with this. I know there are a lot of patterns that use spin cycle, which is way out of my budget. So I might try to use this or something like that. I think I want to use it in something. I don't think I want to use it alone. But it is gorgeous. I don't know how many yards are here. I think it seems to me to be maybe a sport weight or a late DK, somewhere in there. But this is 6.08 ounces. So it's pretty generous. I just don't know how much is here as far as yardage goes. But yeah, it is beautiful. I also can't really, the way that it's skeined up, I can't really twist it into a skein, but there you can kind of see the variations. But yeah, and I felt like what he was selling his hand spun for was more than reasonable. Honestly, probably I thought he was underselling it, but it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So we talked with him and his partner for a while. That was lovely. And that was just such a nice surprise. And I got this red, which reminds me of apples and apple picking. So there's that. I want to say it's Bigfoot something. Bigfoot. They do ceramics too. So I don't remember. Bigfoot Farms? Bigfoot Fiber Farms? Something like that. I don't remember. I will try and link it down below though, because this is absolutely gorgeous. Please go give him a follow. Just beautiful. All right. The next thing that I got, I had pre-ordered. This may not be any surprise to any of you, but I pre-ordered the Nightmare Before Christmas official knitting guide to Halloween Town and Christmas Town book. We are big Nightmare Before Christmas fans over here, and this is by Tanis Gray. I've gotten her Disney book, I've gotten her Star Wars book, and I have her Nightmare Before Christmas book. And the patterns in here are just really, really stunning. I'll show you a few. Oogie Boogie Cowl. Trying to see what I can show without giving a whole lot away. This gorgeous, gorgeous shawl. Let's see here. Look at this sweater. How fun is this sweater? So unfortunately, I really did not have any time to make any of these things this year, but I'm hoping for next year that maybe I'll have some time to make some of these beautiful, beautiful things. Like, look at this pullover. Is that not just stunning? And you could do this in, all different color combinations. If this color combination is not your thing, like, you could completely do it different. So anyways, we've enjoyed looking through this book. I've enjoyed having it out and just having it around and looking through it when I have a minute to pause and just enjoy flipping. So anyways, there's that. If you didn't know, it is out. And there's some really cool patterns if you're a Nightmare Before Christmas fan. If you're not, I'd still recommend head to your local library, see if they have it. If they don't, ask your local library to order it and take a look. So I work for a library, in case you did not know. I work full-time outside of the home, which also at a library in their customer service. So we're big library fans over here. And yeah. go to your local library, check out their knitting books, check out their knitting books, like check them out, check out their knitting, check out their spinning books, take them home. The more people that check them out, the more they get ordered, the more, you know, we choose to keep those books and hang on to them and know they're a valuable resource. So even just like once a year, go in and check out a bunch of your knitting, sewing, crafting books out of your library. And if there's ones that you want, ask them to order them. They might. And then more people can access them, and it's just great. Anyways, there's that, and there's my TED Talk on go utilize your local library. No, I have two more. So I'll just show really quick. I also got the Hocus Pocus 13 Days of Halloween countdown. And one of the extras that I just wanted to show, from Fangirl Fibers, by the way, is this bag. Look how stinking cute it is. I love it. I also got her Barbie Club over the summer, which I haven't done anything with yet. So I love that it combines Barbie and Hocus Pocus. The yarn, I have opened it all. I have a mini skein project in mind. I was going to cast it on Halloween. That didn't happen because 480 other things have been going on. But I am hoping to get a scarf made out of that soonish. Okay, last stash edition I'm going to show, and then we'll do Craft Along Winners, future plans, life and whatnot, and move on and be done. So I had also ordered the Cornbread and Honey October Lane mystery box. I did not wrap it up all pretty to show you, but it came wrapped in pretty tissue. I think there was a ribbon on it. Anyways, and I'm sure everybody's received theirs of all of these things because they were all October things and we are quite a ways into November. But these are the minis. So 75% Superwash Merino, 25% nylon, 20 gram minis. They are super cute. No idea what I'm going to do with those yet. But that's the yarn. I think it's just delightful. And then there are a bunch of extras in here. So she has started, and Cornbread and Honey is a quite local dyer to me. She also has just recently opened up a storefront in Painesville, Ohio, which is, it's like the east side, and I'm on the west side suburbs. So it feels like she's a million miles away, but really it's not that far. She's maybe an hour away. Anyways, she has started making these soaps, and this is her unscented, or no, it's oatmeal and honey. I think it's fragrance free. So it just smells very clean, and it's so cute. Like, look at how cute that is. I cannot wait to try this. I think this is a new thing she's started. And it says it's all natural ingredients, and it's made right here in Ohio. So cold process soap. I don't know what that means because I don't make soap, but if you do, there you go. All right, and here's her logo. And here is her info if you want to go follow her. She has really great yarn. And then there were some little progress keepers. So there was a sweet little ghosty. Look at her. And this one's a polymer clay one. And this little polymer clay pumpkin. A little metal skeleton guy. A little fall leaf. And that's polymer clay. Whoop. There we go. Sorry, I'm going through these kind of fast now. And a skein coat, which I have never had one of these before, but it's really cute with little, I don't know, mushrooms, I think, on it. So that's cute. I am not typically a big center pole person. I know these are what you put on the outside of cakes, typically if you pull from the center, but occasionally I do if I'm doing something like 2 at a time socks. So I may just need to try that out. That is all I'm going to show today for stash additions. There were more extras in both Fangirl Fibers bags. I'm just not going to show them because I'm just not. There's just, this is long enough. All right. Let's announce some make-along winners. These I will be putting on the screen as well as saying them. So we had a few participants on Instagram and a couple on Ravelry. Thank you so much to everybody who participated, even if you intended to participate and life happened and you just didn't get there, or if you shared about the craft along. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your support. And maybe we'll try this again next year and see how it goes. Maybe we'll all have a calmer fall next year. I don't know. Make along winners. We might try this again next year. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe we'll do something different. Maybe we'll do a different knit along. I'm getting a lot of glare on my glasses, so I do apologize for that. The lighting has moved, as you've been able probably to tell throughout this podcast. We're getting better lighting every moment. So on Ravelry, I think we had, I want to say 5 or 6 people enter. Thank you again to everyone who entered. Or no, Instagram. Did I say Instagram or Ravelry? We had 2 people on Ravelry and more people on Instagram. So the winner on Instagram will receive, and this is the last time I'm talking about it. I know you're tired of hearing me talk about this. I'm tired of hearing me talk about this. I'm ready for us to all move on. And I'm so excited. So the winner on Instagram will be receiving this shortcut cowl kit. The pattern is in here. The pattern's by Stephanie Levin. The yarn for the kit has been dyed by Created For You by Laura. And they'll also be receiving this little sweet pineapple cross stitch. So that winner, I am so excited to announce, is Dale from Knit1T2. That's her Instagram handle, and she has a channel over here on YouTube. And I really like her a lot. I love her channel. And I'm so excited that it's you, Dale. So congratulations. Send me your address and I will get these shipped off to you. And we have one more winner to announce. That winner will get the same cross stitch kit. I have 2 of those, so 1 for each of you. And a Ravelry winner will get this kit called the Forget Me Not Mitt Kit in this potluck colorway, and that's from the Alpaca Yarn Company. And the winner of that is Fireboy Wife. Fireboy Wife. So please contact me. For both of you, if you can, I would really prefer that you either message me on Instagram or send me an email at pearlsofparmadice@gmail.com and send me your address and I'll get this shipped out to you. Hopefully as soon as I can. So thank you again, everyone that participated. I really appreciate your support. I hope you guys had fun with it. I hope at the very least, maybe you bought a kit or it inspired you or something. If you haven't already, go check out the hashtag on Instagram. There are some really beautiful projects. Lots of really beautiful projects. Dale did her first ever counted cross stitch. So I'm really excited to be sending her a cross stitch kit too. It's super cute. Definitely go look at that. And Fireboy Wife did a really cool pair of socks. So check both of those out, as well as we had some really beautiful shawls. that people knit. A couple of those, and I think a cowl and mitt set too that was really pretty. So definitely go check those out. Congratulations to both of you, and congratulations to all of you who actually finished your object or started one or whatever. Yay for all of us. Okay, future plans. I have one that I'm going to talk about because my future plan at this point is just to get through the next couple of weeks. And I feel like this fall, that's been my future plan in general, has been just one foot in front of the other, finish the current thing onto the next. I've already talked about my husband's vest. Finishing that is, after I get this sample done, that is a huge priority. That's probably the thing that's going to take precedence for me for the rest of the year or until it's finished. I also really, like I said, that mini skein blanket is another one that's a big priority for me. And my hat, I'd like to get that done too. But Christmas is coming. Okay. I think that you should just start celebrating Christmas whenever it brings you joy. And I don't think you should put anybody else down for celebrating at a different speed than you. Okay? That's the way I feel about it. If you don't celebrate at all, that is awesome. If you celebrate 365 days a year, that is awesome. If you are putting your tree up on October 1st, that's great. Both my husband and I worked retail back in the day. And those few years, we put our tree up mid-October because otherwise we weren't home to even enjoy it or see it or have time to do anything with it because retail. If you are somebody who starts celebrating Christmas December 24th, that's awesome. Whatever. If you put your tree up November 1st, if you have the Christmas carols going, I am happy for you. I just think that everybody should do what brings them joy. And let everybody have their joy. That's what I'm going to say about it. In this house, my heart has wanted to put our Christmas things up. Time has not allowed, and that's okay. We're not even to Thanksgiving. I'm not hosting Thanksgiving this year. So whenever it goes up is fine. Can go up early. That's okay. We have started listening to some Christmas music. I really love Christmas music. Sometimes I put it on just any old time it brings me joy, you know? But it's time. I really want to start working on my Christmas socks for this year. I had cast some socks on last year that I did finish. I cast on a pair that I didn't finish that I'd like to finish, but I'm not working on that until the vest is done because it's a cabled pair of socks. But I need a mindless knit. I have a staff in-service day on Monday, and I need something mindless to keep my hands busy. I could take my Sockhead Slouch hat, but I am afraid that I would get to the point where I need to start the decreases for the crown of the hat. And I can't do that there. And then if I get to that point, I'm out of knitting for the day, and that's not going to work. So I would really like to cast this on for socks. I bought this last year at, what's it called? Black Locust Yarn Shop? Black Locust Yarns? I bought it around Christmas time last year, early or mid-December. They're in Lodi, Ohio. If you are in Lodi, definitely go in and check them out. It looks like a hole-in-the-wall little, you could drive right by and never see it. Black Locust Farms. That might be what it's called. I don't know. If you look it up, if you look up Yarn Shop in Lodi, Ohio, it'll pop up. You could drive past it and never know it was there. It looks so tiny. You go in and it is a world of yarn. It is lovely. Lovely. And I picked up some really great things there last year that I wanted it with this year. So this is West Yorkshire Spinners Signature 4-ply in the colorway Hollyberry. It's one of those self-striping, self-patterning sock yarns. So I'm hoping I can find maybe a mini in my stash that would work for heels, toes, and cuffs. Or if not, I might just start it and it's just going to be all this. I don't know yet. We'll see, but I really want to get that on my needles. Life stuff. This is going to be a long one, and I'm sorry. Feel free to watch this in multiple parts, although I guess at this point, if you've made it this far, you might as well finish it out, right? So it's been a fall. We've had, like I said, 2 baby showers. We attended a wedding. I went to a work conference thing a couple of weeks ago at another library. 3 weeks ago now. We went to our friend's annual Halloween party. That was really fun. I was Pikachu. My husband was Ash. We handed out candy on Halloween dressed as Ash and Pikachu. And we handed out Pokemon cards, which was so much fun. Just really enjoyed that. What else did we do? We got a new street. That's why I didn't podcast last time. So if you're new here, you may not know, this has been a saga since I think August, when we came home one day and there was a porta potty in our yard. And our street, actually, I think even before that, our street had started undergoing some construction and things. They're replacing the sewer system in our area, and repaving streets. So our street was just crumbling. It really needed repaved. It has been a long process of a lot of one crew will do one thing, and then we have several weeks of like mid-construction mess. And then another crew comes and does the next thing, and then we have several weeks of just living in mid-construction limbo again. So, and we also kind of figured out they seem to really like to work on my Fridays off. Go figure. So I was all set to podcast last week, or not last week, 2 weeks ago. And we came home from work Thursday to a notice from the mayor that our paving of our street would finally happen the day I was supposed to podcast. And I was like, oh, okay. And 2 weeks before that, I hadn't podcasted because my seasonal allergies had kicked into high gear, and none of us wanted that. It was not a fun time. And I was not camera ready at all. And I keep looking over here because I see our beautiful new paved street, but it was so loud. It was so loud. There was just no way I was going to be able to film. So it didn't happen that day, but that's okay. We're back now, and that's what matters. There's just been a lot going on, and I so appreciate you guys bearing with me as the schedule's been changed, as we lengthen the knit along, all of that good stuff. It's been really crazy. And then some other personal stuff has gone on too that that's personal that I'm just not going to share here. That's throwing me a little bit for a loop. But yeah, it's just, there's been a lot going on, and I took sewing classes, and those 2 weeks I had not even a minute of free time, and whew, it's been something else. Anyways, I am going to leave you here. If you have stuck to the end, thank you so much. I so appreciate you. I appreciate you being here. Let me know what you're working on. Let me know what you're up to. Just a reminder, we are trying to work on getting to 500 subscribers. When we get to that point, we will do a giveaway. Obviously don't comment giveaway or anything. Oh, and if by some chance, if somebody tells you, like if somebody comments on your comment and tells you you've won something, that's not me. I'm not going to do that. That is not how we do things around here. We announce them on this video. I typically am not going to contact you. You have to contact me. But yeah. So if just, in general, lots of scammers out there, and nobody wants to get scammed. That is not a fun time. All right. I'm going to say goodbye now. Thank you so much for sticking with me. Again, Lots of things are linked down below, I think. Honestly, I'm going to do my best. We're going to just do our best. And that's the best we can ask for. I hope that you get some time, though, to knit or craft or sit by your Christmas tree or not sit by your Christmas tree or whatever it is that's going to bring you joy in your little corner of paradise. And I will be here frantically knitting away in my little corner of paradise. I'll see you hopefully in 2 weeks, friends. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.